Well, hello there. Welcome back to another episode of the Dungeon Saga Origins. What we're doing today is we are painting Hederas of Wolfmarch, the human monk. So I'll give you a little 360 of the monk. Now, I've already given him a base coat of pure white, and I've also added some sand and shells to the base. So he's all ready for painting up. So what I'll do is I'll block in all the colours, and today we're going from the card there. We got some greens and some browns. Very simple paint for this one. So I'll come back once I've added all the base colours, and we'll do some highlights on the face and the beard and the cloak and the rest of the miniature. Again, very simple, but I'll come back and we'll make a start. All the blocking in of colours is done now. So what we used for today's colours, we have Wilderness Green, which is an absolutely gorgeous colour. And we have our Woodstained Brown for all the brown areas. And we've got some Rainy Grey I've used for the base. And for the skin today, we used Pale Flesh. Now these are all MSP colours by Reaper Miniatures. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to use some Driftwood Brown. And I'm going to just dry brush all over the brown areas. It's a very fast way of doing some highlights. So I'm just going to mix my paint a little there, add a little bit to my palette, and we'll take a nice little dry brush and we'll add the paint to the brush and take the paint away. And very simply, we're going to go over all the very dark areas with the dry brush. This will pick out all the edges, the gloves, the trousers, the cloak. And just go over a few times. And what we'll do after we've highlighted this with our little dry brush in, we shall give it a coat of brown ink wash. As you can see, the paint is now going on to all the highest areas and give it a nice little effect, bringing out all that lovely detail. And of course, once we add the brown ink wash, this will actually make it all blend in together very nicely. For the face, we're going to add a grey beard. I know on the card here he's got a brown beard, but because he's got the bald head and the little beard, he reminds me of me a little bit. So I'm going for the Goblin King effect for this monk. He's about the same age as me as well. So what we're doing is on the face, I am just adding some of the grey that we used for the base, and we're going to just paint in his beard with that grey. He's an absolutely awesome little mini. Okay, so that's there. Perfect. Okay, so now once this paint is dry, what we're going to do, brown ink wash over the green and all the brown areas. I'm going to add some black ink wash to the base, and we're going to use our Army Painter Flesh Wash to go over the face. Okay, the miniature is looking absolutely fab. What we've done, we've added that ink wash. Now what I changed my mind about the dark ink wash, and I went with a soft tone ink wash over the greens and browns. So that's not, it's really worked very nicely. I've got some pirate gold on the little buckles there and where it's holding in the book on the side, and also on the rope. I think that looks nice on the rope there. So that's a very simple thing. So let's get the eyes done and see how we get on with the eyes. Now of course with the eyes I'm using some pure white by MSP Paints, and we're just going to get into the eye socket there, get nice and close, and just add a little bit of white to the eye, and the same with the other side. Hold your breath, And just get a little bit of white in there. There we are, perfect. Okay, wash the brush. And for this we're using some pure black, and again it is really a case of the most tiniest touch of the paint for the pupil. So again, holding your breath and in, and just add in a touch of paint. There's one. Oh, there you go. I'm going to have to redo that eye because I've poked him. But the other eye's fine, but I'm going to have to go over that one again. So we all make mistakes. So let me show you how you rectify the mistake. What we do is we go back straight over that one piece there with the eye. We might be able to just add a little bit of white below the eye to cover up the black. There we are. What I'm doing there, perfect. Now the eyes are there. See, what we just done there. We just added a little bit of white, so we reversed the painting, and it's actually worked in our favour. So that's actually very nice. That's worked okay. We've just added a little dab of white. The black has been halved, and it looks the same as the other eye now. So that's fantastic. Okay. Excellent, that's a very simple fix. Sometimes you have to go out and actually paint the whole eye white and then just add a dot of black again. But that's actually worked in my favour, and it actually looks really cool. So that's good. Okay, so lastly, I'm just going to add some more skin tones to this miniature. So I'll do that with you now. What we're going to do is we're going back into the original pale flesh, because we've gone over with the flesh wash. And we're just going to add a tiny little bit to the nose, and a little bit to the forehead, because the light will be reflecting off this bad boy. And what I'm going to do here is I'm putting the paint on, and I'm using my finger, and we're just taking off the paint with my finger, because this is kind of blending in the paint, believe it or not, by just using the top of my finger. It's taking off the paint, but it's leaving a nice light effect to the top of the head, and that works fantastic. We can just do a bit on the ear. Again, using my finger. Using your finger is like using a tissue, but what's happening, it's taking away some of the paint, but it's kind of blending the paint in. I just find it as a very simple way to actually add a highlight to your mini. So all these little hints and tips you're getting on how to paint your flesh tones. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish off the base and give you a 360. Again, super simple paint today, but it's looking absolutely fantastic. I really do like this miniature. It's a very nice pose, and just the basic colours of the green and the brown with the ink wash, a slight highlight, and it just looks great. It's going to be fantastic in our games. So until next time, enjoy the 360, and I'll see you in the next show.